If you like our content, please like, subscribe, and click the notification bell to get alerts when we introduce new videos.
This particular module, we're now going to cover the configuration of the LoRa Gateway and how to connect that into the LoRa network server. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to onboard the Tektelec gateway into the LoRa network server, and to do that we need to modify some settings. So the first thing we need to do is to find the Tektelec gateway, and we're going to use Nmap to search the local network and give a list of all devices on our local area network, and we can search then for the local IP based on its MAC address of the Tektelec gateway. So here we're using Nmap, searching local network, and it'll give us a list of all devices attached to our local area network. And you can see now the first entry, Tektelec, is on 192.168.111.1. So that is now the IP address of the Tektelec gateway within our local area network. So we now can log into our Tektelec. So we've logged into as root, and we need to enter the password. Now the password will be unique for that device based on its MAC address. So now we've logged into the Tektelec gateway. So we need to go in now and modify the custom settings for the Tektelec gateway. And there is a default file that holds all of the radio and administration settings for the gateway. And at the bottom we can see the gateway settings values. And there are a number of key settings. One of them is the device EUID, which we're going to use a little later. The second is the IP address of the LoRa network server that this device is going to connect to, and then the upstream and downstream ports that we're going to use. So we've modified the key area, which is the LNS IP address. So we'll save the settings file now, and we will reboot the Tektelec gateway so that we can now connect it to the server. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to log into the IoT controller using the credentials we created during the system initialization. Once we've logged in, it'll bring up the dashboard with an overview of the current configuration of the IoT controller. So you can see we have how many access points and how many devices. So we'll next go into the LoRa network server configuration, and because this is the first time that we've connected to the LoRa network server, we'll need to authenticate with that server using our standard admin credentials for the IoT controller. And we can log in. Now you can see immediately the current status. So currently we have no LoRa gateways connected, so we're going to create a new connection. So we select the user that we are going to associate this gateway to. So next we need to enter the unique device EUID. Now this was the ID that was in the original settings file, so it will be a combination of the MAC address plus a couple of key unique identifying bytes in the center of the MAC address. More details on this can be found as part of the LoRa specification on how gateway IDs are defined. Once we've done that, we also now need to define a name for this gateway. So we're going to define and enter a user-friendly name that will appear within the list. We can also enter the latitude and longitude at this point, and now we basically can save that gateway. Now that we've successfully added the gateway, it's just a case of waiting for the gateway to connect to the LNS. So this will happen very periodically, and you can see now the LED indicator has turned green, indicating that the gateway has now correctly authenticated and connected to the LoRa network server. And this concludes our gateway setup.